Welcome to Victory Rogue. Each week I will draft a temporary team of Pokemon to try to climb the Pokemon Champion singles ladder. How far will I get? Tune in every Monday to find out. Sup Nerds, welcome to another episode of Victory Rogue. Let's start talking by our bench warmer here. We've got Glaceon. It's got modest nature, max special attack, max speed. It's got pretty good stats. Freeze Dry, Alluring Voice, and Trailblaze are really good set of attacks. Trailblaze is physical, which means it won't be hitting as much, but it does increase our speed by one stage. Alluring Voice is a very good coverage move. Freeze Dry is a very good stab move. It also hits super effective against water type, which normally resist ice type moves. And then Weather Ball would have been great if we put this out while it's raining, because it would have been a stronger ice type stab than Freeze Dry. The ability is Ice Body, which is basically while it's hailing, we get leftover effects. Unfortunately, we didn't get to pull any Pokemon that could make it hail, so Glaceon is going to be sitting this one out. It is a pretty solid stat and move pool though. For our actual team, let's start with what we're going to be starting with 99% of the time, which is Whimsicott. It's got modest nature, increased special attack, increased speed in terms of EV investments. So it's a pretty good special sweeper. We're starting it off though because it has two very good setup abilities. Trick Room will reverse the turn order, so that the slower Pokemon will go first and the faster Pokemon will go second. Tailwind is like the opposite of Trick Room. It'll double our speed for 4 turns, which is really good if we are using fast Pokemon, but we need them to be that much faster. Moonblast and Energy Ball, we actually have 2 stab moves. Moonblast is the Fairy Stab, Energy Ball is the Grass Stab. It's a very, very good Pokemon to have on our team. Unfortunately, the ability is Chlorophyll. I know this Pokemon can learn Prankster. Prankster would have been such a better ability to have, but we get what we get. We've given them the Focus Sash because we obviously want them to live for a turn to get the Trick Room or Tailwind off, and then maybe hit back with a Moonblast or Energy Ball. The team is basically split up into one of 2 factions, and I'm using that term very, very lightly. In terms of rain, we've got Pelipper. It does have Drizzle, so the moment it comes out, it will set up the rain for us. Hurricane becomes a, I want to say 110 base power, 100% accuracy move while in the rain. Hydro Pump is kind of bad. It's got like 80% accuracy. We're not going to be doing that. We're going to be using Weather Ball as our water stab instead. I believe it starts at like 50 base power, but then it becomes double when there is a weather happening. So while it's raining, it becomes a water type move. When it is sunny, it becomes a fire type move, so on and so forth. But if it's not raining, we could use Surf instead for our water stab. Hydro Pump does have a higher base power than Weather Ball, but I'm not a big fan of the shaky accuracy. We always seem to miss when it matters. It's got modest nature, so it's going to be hitting hard, very hard, with the special attacking Hurricane, Weather Ball, and Surf. And then it's got max defense and max special attack. Not much in terms of speed, which is why we kind of hope that we can get Trick Room off with the Focus Sash on Whimsicott. And then Trick Room doesn't last forever, as you know, as we've known from experience. We've also got Teleolisk here. It's got max HP, max special attack in terms of EV, and it's got a modest nature as well, so it's another special attacker. Thunderbolt will be our best stab move. I would have rather preferred Thunder because we're going to be releasing this, or we're going to be switching this out when it's raining. So Thunder would have like 120 base power and perfect accuracy while it's raining, but we get what we get, like I said. Grass Knot is there in case we run into any ground types, which is going to come in very handy. They're immune to electric type moves. Dark Pulse and then Mud Slap for some coverage. The ability is Dry Skin, so that means we basically have 2 leftovers. The held item that we've given it is leftovers. Dry Skin, while it's raining, we heal like 1/16 or something of our health, which is the same thing the leftovers does. So we basically get double leftovers, a lot of healing, which is gonna sync nicely with our max HP. We have no speed investment, so 129 is on the slow side. I'm hoping Trick Room, most of the time when you're dealing with a sweeper, something like a Blaziken, something like an Espathra, they're gonna have very high movement speed, even something like a Greninja. So even with 129 movement speed, there's gonna be stuff that will outspeed us. Trick Room will make sure that we outspeed them. But we're still gonna be faster than some of your like notably slow Pokemon, kind of like Garganacl or the Agrons that we've seen. So it's gonna be a toss-up on whether or not the Trick Room will benefit or hinder us. But definitely the rain from the Pelipper will be good for our side. The other half of the team is like two bugs that we get to choose from. One is Heracross. It's got max attack, max speed, and it's got adamant in terms of nature. So we're hitting physically or as hard as possible. Close combat is a very good fighting type stab. I want to say it's like 120 base power, but we do lose one stage of defense and special defense every single time we use it, so we get more frail as the turns go by, but it does hit really hard. Pin Missile is going to be our bug stab. Pin Missile and moves just like it that hit 2 to 5 times in a row, I've never been a fan of. Fortunately for us, when Heracross Mega Evolves, it gets Skill Link, which means we're guaranteed to hit the maximum amount of times every single time we use it. So Pin Missile becomes a very reliable attack now that we have guaranteed 5 hits every single time. Body Slam is there. I don't think we're going to be using it all that much. We could use it for coverage, but I'm thinking of all the different types in my head. I don't think there's anything that resists both fighting and bug. I could be incredibly wrong. Struggle Bug is also there. It's a special type move. We have 54 special attack. I don't think we're ever going to use it. The other bug type on our team is Beedrill. It's bug poison. It's got max HP, max attack in terms of EV, and it's got increased attack, decreased special defense in terms of nature. So we're going to be hitting physically very hard with this Pokemon as well. When it Mega Evolves, it gets the adaptability, which means it's basically like an extra stab bonus. So Poison Jab, X Scissor, and U-Turn will deal increased damage, not only from our stab hitting for weakness, but also thanks to adaptability. Drill Run is there because we're very weak to stuff like fire, stuff like rock. So having a ground type move for coverage is really handy. Last but not least, this is going to be our anchor. Last episode, we basically had a 7-game win streak because of Last Respects. It's an insane attack that we have been swept with by our opponents in the past as well. We lucked out and found a Basculegion. It's negative special defense, increased speed. It's got max attack and max speed in terms of EV investments, and then we have given it a Choice Scarf, which means it's as fast as it can possibly be without sacrificing any damage. Last Respects is there. This is going to be our hardest hitting move. The way that Last Respect works, the more of our Pokemon that faint, the more damage that it will deal. So we're gonna use this as our final Pokemon every single time, all the time, to come out and just wreck face with it, essentially. Paint Split is there, Endeavor is there. Both of those aren't gonna be used. Wave Crash is also there. It's like Takedown or what's another move that has recoil? It's basically a water type move that has very high damage and has recoil. So we take damage after damaging the opponent. It's there in case we run into a team with like too many dark types or like a normal type that can counter Last Respect. Obviously, normal types are immune to Ghost, and then dark types and bug types resist it. So we do have, in case we run into a team that has like a Snorlax, a Hydreigon, a King Gambit, and then like Lopunny, like that's too much of a risk to run Basculegion. So we would probably do like the Rain team plus like Whimsicott instead. But for any team that is not threatening us, with a way to counter Basculegion, we're definitely going to do something like Whimsicott, set up Tailwind, get in Beedrill, and then Basculegion just sweeps right in. Yeah, that's basically the plan for this week. I believe this is the second or like third episode of this season. Because of our amazing run last episode, we are actually at Great Ball Tier Rank 2, which is really good. It's a really strong start to this season. I'm hoping because of our second Last Respects Pokemon, we can just make it to Ultra Ball and then have time to, good luck, have fun to our opponent, by the way, and have time to actually test and see if we can rank up in Ultra Ball. The main goal of this journey is to obviously get into Master Rank using these random Pokemons that you were just given. And being able to test whether or not it will work is going to be something. They have 2 ghost types. They have 3 ghost types, actually, which is kind of nuts. I don't think any of them can actually outspeed Basculegion. The Samurott, though, is going to be a bit of a pain. But we do have Thunderbolt on Heliolisk. I might be crazy here, but I'm thinking like Pelipper, Heliolisk, Basculegion is the play, because they also have 2 fire types. The grass type dies to Pelipper's Hurricane. Everything else dies to either Heliolisk or Basculegion. The Mega Dragonite might be an issue, but all we have to do is destroy its multi-scale before Basculegion comes in, or pray that Basculegion can survive a hit from Mega Dragonite. But I think this is the play here. Good luck, have fun again to my opponent. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I cannot read what I'm assuming is Japanese. It's a Sinistra lead. Or Poltergeist. One of those two. The Japanese version of the British teacup. I mean, we go for the Hurricane, right? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro, but Pelipper is holding the Damp Rock. I'm so happy that the rocks have finally made it into the game. Instead of the rain lasting for 5 turns, the Damp Rock will actually increase it to 8 turns, which means the rain here will last for much longer. We don't have to worry about trying to reset it up anymore. That's a bit of an issue. I think they can kill us now because they did survive the first one. Matcha Gotcha, I believe, has some sort of healing effect. That's an insta-kill, which sucks. They will heal a lot from this, 69%. It's a very fast Pokemon. And it also has leftovers. I'm not entirely sure if we can kill this with Heliolisk. We have no speed boost. We're immune to all of its ghost attacks, and we resist its grass, I want to say, question mark? We're going to go for the Dark Pulse. It's our best move against it, but it could be healing to full here. Fortunately for us, it doesn't have a Focus Sash. We know that its held item is the leftovers, so we can, after Heliolisk dies, we can lock ourselves into Last Respects and pray for the best. There goes the Dark Pulse. We do outspeed it. Unfortunately, that Calm Mind means it survives. It's going for another Calm Mind. I don't know if we can kill it, but they definitely need the attack boost to try to one-shot us. Leftovers healing could matter here. I mean, I'm pretty sure it matters here. They're gonna live with like 10% health or something. Here comes another Dark Pulse. 3% health. That sucks. They're probably gonna match it. Oh, they flinched! We finally got something our way. Oh, I'm so happy. Now, does it have Sucker Punch? Can it deal a bit of damage before it dies? It does not. Okay, this is good. This is good. We're in a good position right now. I'm hoping the next one out is the Dragonite and we get to murder its multi-scale. That's basically our hope right now. Heliolisk would have also been great if it had like Surf. I believe it can learn Surf. I know it can learn a water type move. Maybe it's Weather Ball, but I know it can learn a water type move. It would have been great to pair it with the rain. I don't know what this Pokemon is. Oh, okay. It's the Salazzle. Well, we could go for the Mud Slap. It is extremely, it's extremely good. Unfortunately, it has like 20 base power. I think we still go for it. At the very least, we can make, oh, it's a stall set. Are you kidding me? At the very least, we can make it like have terrible aim. That is something that we can hope for. There goes the Mud Slap. It does more than 50%. So they're basically a glass cannon, which is great for us. They're faster than us. It's probably going to use like Protect. I can see that happening, or like Substitute or something. It's going for the Flamethrower. It avoided the attack. The accuracy drop from Mud Slap actually did something. I am shocked. We are never this lucky. We get a flinch off and an accuracy drop. It's never gonna be this lucky for us again. I think we just poured all our luck into this one fight. And now their last Pokemon is a Gengar. If we can deal some sort of damage to them, I think we can win here. Do we go for the Dark Pulse? Maybe? We could have also gone for the... It's a Mega Gengar, so we won't be able to switch out, which is fine. I don't mind that. I don't know if this can outspeed Basculegion, though, is the big question here. Here comes the Sludge Wave. It probably kills us. 28%! Or 28 health. There goes the Dark Pulse. It doesn't kill them. We know that they're faster. I don't think we die to the Toxic, question mark. Here comes the Leftovers. We don't get the Dry Skin healing anymore, though. We're at 8 health. Okay. So it could probably just try to Protect in order to stall out and we die to the Poison. I don't know if it's going to try to run that. It could be... No, it's going for the Sludge Wave again. I do know that some Gengars like to run like Protect, Substitute, and Perish Song. That way they just murder... Perish Song, the way that it works, after like 4 or 5 turns, both players die. And then you would stall out those 4 to 5 turns with something like Protect and Substitute. I don't know if this Gengar runs that. I guess we'll never find out because it used the same attack twice in a row. But we defeated our first opponent. That's great. That's good. We're on a very, very good trajectory right now. I mean, it's only one win, so I can't really say much. But I mean, what our first game, our first win is better than the first game and first loss. GG's to our previous opponent. Looking for the next one. Good luck, have fun to them. S. Leos. What kind of team do they have in store? Blaziken Primarina. Okay, so this is what I was afraid of. They have 3 dark types. So Basculegion isn't gonna do well here. We could pray and hope that they go like Primarina, Blaziken, Garchomp. That's something. But I don't think we're gonna pair well with them because we... I mean, we could still try to go Basculegion. We could do like Whimsicott because fairies are good against dark types. We can go Beedrill because bugs are good against dark types. And then it's got Drill Run for the Blaziken and the Incineroar. And then we go Basculegion, maybe? Like we can hope that they go like Incineroar, Sableye, King Gambit, and then we just Whimsicott Beedrill them to death, and then Basculegion might not even have to do anything. That is a strat. They also have 2 fire types, so I kind of want to do Pelipper. But we're not guaranteed to have, or we're not guaranteed that they will use the 2 fire types. There's a bigger chance that they're going to use at least 1 dark type against us. I think this is a fine team. Even if they used what's that one? Sableye? It's Ghost Dark, which means it's our Last Respects is neutral to it. So there is that. It's a Garchomp lead. It's probably going to set up Stealth Rocks, which is great for us. We set up Tailwind. They set up Stealth Rocks. We go for the Moonblast, and hopefully we still have our Focus Sash. And then we just murder them. There goes the Tailwind. We're faster than them naturally, so that's nice. Or they think we have Prankster. It's going to be one of those 2. We knew that Stealth Rocks were coming. This is unfortunate for us because Beedrill will be taking a lot of damage from the Stealth Rocks. because it is weak to rock type. The way that Stealth Rock works, it deals damage on switch-in based on your weaknesses. So if you are a what resists rock? So if you're like ground steel, you're gonna take like 132 of your health and damage. If you're like fire flying, you're gonna take half your health and damage, something like that. Sableye is the next Pokemon out. We do have Moonblast, which is great. We know we outspeed it. It could Prankster something. Fake Out? Okay, sure. There goes our Focus Sash. That's fine. We needed it to survive a hit, and we did survive a hit. It's tricking something onto us. I don't know what it is. Sableye switched items. We get a Garachomp Stone. They get the Focus Sash, so they're gonna live this. It's a little annoying. Well, they were gonna live it anyways. Was that the Garchomp Megastone that they took from us? Or maybe I read that wrong? Either way, their Sableye probably has Prankster. There's a good chance that it has Prankster because it's been outspeeding our Whimsicott and it's been using status moves. I think they know now that we just used Tailwind and it was slower than Sableye, so we don't have Prankster ourselves. If both Pokemon have Prankster or both Pokemon use something like Aqua Jet, it's the speed that will determine who will actually go first. And Sableye is not that fast of a Pokemon. So we get knocked out 2 other Pokemon. We haven't lost Whimsicott yet, which is amazing. Who is their final? They forfeited. They just quit. Okay, sure, we'll take that. GG's S Leos. You tried? Question mark? I kind of want to know what their final Pokemon was that they didn't think they could take us on. Although it was going to be a 1v3. And we did have Basculegion, so unless it was something like an Incineroar, we might have... We probably had the Tailwind out for a few more turns. So it doesn't matter if it was like Basculegion, King Gambit or Incineroar. We would have outsped them and dealt a lot of damage. They have one Dark type, which could be annoying. But we can easily threaten that with a Heracross, to be honest. They have one Fire type. They have a Ground type. We don't want to give Swift Swim if that is a Mega Swampert. So I'm leaning to not use Pelipper here. Instead, I think we'll go Whimsicott. I don't think we go Trick Room. And I really want... If we go Trick Room and use Heracross, I think the King Gambit will outspeed us, which is the issue. Assuming they use King Gambit, same thing with the Slowbro. They have a pretty slow team. Like, I don't think we want to use the Trick Room. I think we go Beedrill, I think we go Basculegion, and I think we outspeed and win. They're probably going to start with the Ceruledge. For some reason, people like starting with the Ceruledge, do Swords Dance, and then Bitterblade and try to sweep us. Good luck, have fun to you. I think this is a Chinese person. I could be wrong. Runerigus. Okay, so they're starting with Stealth Rocks, which is fine. They get the Stealth Rocks, we get the Tailwind. I have no issues with this. Can Runerigus learn Trick Room? I remember using one in a Trick Room team, but I don't remember if they can use Trick Room. Whether or not they can, they're using Stealth Rocks. So we just swapped our startup here. I do know Runerigus is pretty bulky, so it's going to take at least 2 energy balls to take it out. I don't know if it has anything that could take us out, though. I know it can learn Earthquake. I mean, that's pretty standard for ground types. Earthquake is a pretty high damaging move. They're at 54%. We did way more than 50% damage, so that's fine. They Will-O-Wisp us, say goodbye to our Focus Sash. So that's a bit of a problem, but not really. I mean, I was expecting them to murder us this turn anyways, and then we'd live with the Focus Sash. It's more or less the same thing. Here comes the Slowbro. It's gonna resist both of our attacks, and I'm okay with that, I think. We could also swap here. That's not a bad idea. Or do we want a clean switch in? I think we would rather have a clean switch in. Let's go for a Moonblast. I believe it has a higher PP. It resists both of our attacks because of its part poison type. So we're not going to be doing a whole lot to it. But the good news is, if it had Focus Sash, it's gone. Shell Sidearm is a poison type attack, and I believe it changes between special and physical, depending on the defense of what it is attacking. So it's a pretty cool move. It's always going to hit for, like, super effective. Well, not super effective, but for the most damage it can. We're going to go for the Drill Run here. It is super effective. I'm hoping that it does not... I was just talking about that. It has Quick Claw and the ability Quick Draw. Quick Draw and Quick Claw are basically the same thing. It gives you a % chance to attack first. It doesn't matter how slow you are. Here comes the Muddy Water. I'm hoping we survive. We do? Okay, sure, great. That's awesome. Here comes the Drill Run. It lived by 4%. That sucks. That's actually horrible. Watch it trigger a second time. They have both of them. So whatever the chance is, it's like double that chance. So if it's, let's say, 10% chance, it has like 20% chance to trigger because of the ability and the held item. It's a pretty fun Pokemon. I'm glad that they added it to the game. Is it better than regular Slowbro? I don't know. But it's good to have the options. Swampert is here. X-Scissor does more damage than Drill Run. It is a Mega Swampert. Maybe it was hoping that we would set up the rain, because Mega Swampert gains Swift Swim as the ability. It could set up its own rain. Like, that is a thing. We don't know if it will. Here comes the X-Scissor. The adaptability damage puts it to 59%, which is amazing. Earthquake takes us out, but that's fine. We have Bascule Legion to finish it off. That is the power of Last Respects here. We also have Choice Scarf. I doubt that the Swampert here will outspeed us. It could have Aqua Jet though. We don't know for sure. But it's gonna die. GG's to you. 3-game win streak, which I believe means that we are now in... Oh! The Runerigus was still alive. That's interesting. I totally forgot about this. I thought it already died. It could have Shadow Sneak? Question mark? That could be a thing. Nope, it doesn't. It's gone. Prematurely said GG's earlier, but now this is certainly GG's. Right? Yes? Okay, good. Good. I was for sure we took out like 2 of their mons in like the last couple of minutes. 3-game win streak. Like I said, Great Ball tier rank 1. Welcome. I'm not entirely sure, but I think if we get the 4th win, we're in Ultra Ball. Or at least like 1 blip away from Ultra Ball tier. And that has gotten me very excited. Hee, good luck, have fun to you. What do we have here? We have a Raichu, Lucario, Blaziken. They do have a Dark type. The problem is, I don't know if it can outspeed Bascule Legion. I do know for a fact that Greninjas can run priority moves. Like Water Shuriken is a priority move. We resist water though. And then Shadow Sneak might be able to kill us, which is an issue. If it runs it. They have 2 fighting types, so I don't think we go Bug. For some reason, I think we go Pelipper here. We start with the Pelipper and we pray that we can knock out their 2 fighting types with Hurricane. Heliolisk and then Bascule Legion in the back. It's a pretty fast team though, so part of me wants to run Whimsicott too. Like maybe we skip the Heliolisk because Thunderbolt isn't super effective on anybody but the Greninja. But the Greninja has tools to take it out. So like... Yeah, but... I don't know. I'm going with this team. I'm sticking with my gut. They could start with the Raichu because they think we start with the Pelipper, which we are. And then Raichu just murders Pelipper. It's a Blaziken lead. Okay, sure. Say hello to our Pelipper. Here comes the rain. Now, are they crazy enough to stay is the question here. I think we go... If we look at their team... this is not their team. How do we look at their team? If we go B and if we go Battle Info, is it in here? No. How do we check out their team? Pokemon? Okay, here we go. So, if we go for Hurricane, it's not bad. The only one that will resist it would be like the Raichu and the Metagross. If we go for Weather Ball, the Metagross will resist it as well. And the Greninja and the Sceptile. Yeah, I think we go for Hurricane here. It's the best out of the moves. It's going for the Sword Stance. It probably has Focus Sash then. If it's staying in. This could be the end of our win streak. Yeah, it has Focus Sash. It's going to be outspeeding and out-damaging everything that we have. We don't have priority. It confused. We have a chance. There is a very small chance, but we do have a chance. I think we go for the Hurricane again. We don't have priority, like I said. Which is part of the reason why I kind of wanted to run Whimsicott. The Blaziken speed boost, I was thinking it's going to go for like Protect first. And then just to start getting the speed boost up. Heliolisk will not outspeed it. We know that for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think any of our Pokemon actually have any sort of priority. So we were going to die to Blaziken unless it hurts itself. Nope, it's gone for the close combat. Okay, well, we either do the reverse sweep or they just sweep us with the confused Blaziken. There is a chance that they step out of confusion next turn too. So this could just be a sweep. It would have been great if our Pelipper knew Aqua Jet. But we're not, you know, we're not that lucky. Yeah, I think we just go for last respects and we hope and pray. Nope, it snapped out of the confusion. It's gonna go for the Thunder Punch. We're gone. GG's to our opponent. It was not gonna be this easy to hit Ultra Ball. I mean, I got a little excited there. GG's to Hiki. But it's not gonna be that easy. We've been stuck in this hurdle for like the longest time. At least 4 seasons, I wanna say. Just trying to get into Ultra Ball. Next opponent. What do we have? What do we have? I don't know how to pronounce that, but good luck, have fun to you. They have a Tyranitar. They have a pretty fast team. It's just the Archaludon. The Archaludon is the problem here. If we go Rain, the Archaludon will just murder us. We don't... Well, we do have technically a Ground-type move to hit it with. I think we go Whimsicott to set up the speed. We go Beedrill for the Mega here. Because we're going for Tailwind and not Trick Room. And then we pray and hope that their last Pokemon is not a Kingambit that sucker punches us to death. I think that's the play here. I think they're going to start with the Tyranitar to... what's that word? To throw rocks on our side. Stealth Rocks. Which means our Whimsicott should be able to take it out with either Moonblast or Energy Ball. Because they're both stab and they're both weak. They're both strong against the Tyranitar. The Tyranitar's weak to our 2 moves. It's an Archaludon lead. So they thought that we were going to start with the Pelipper. Which is actually pretty cool. Moonblast is the only thing that can hurt them here. We do have the Focus Sash. So I think we go for the Moonblast first. They're withdrawing Archaludon. They realize it's not a Rain team. Here comes the Raichu. Moonblast is great. It's neutral damage to the Raichu. I don't know what Raichu can hit us with, though. But we should really go for the Tailwind here. because we're probably not going to outspeed it. This is our only chance to get it right. It is a Mega Raichu. It has 2 Megas now, fun fact. I believe this is the Y? Because of the ears? And then Mega X is the bottom one, or something like that. I believe it does have no guard, so Zap Cannon, 100% hit. Zap Cannon is a thing now. It's very interesting. I don't know why Pokemon would try to do this, but it's a thing now, so that's great. It does outspeed us, even though we have Trick Room on, because Paralysis cuts our speed in half. We basically went back to normal speed after hitting Tailwind. So here comes the Beedrill. We have Drill Run, which is great. Plus the speed boost is up, so that's even better. We do know they have an Archaludon, which dies to Drill Run as well. What is their final Pokemon is the million-dollar question. We should outspeed them. We're not paralyzed or anything. Here comes the Drill Run. Get wrecked, nerd. I honestly thought... So, I didn't realize that the zigzaggy thing was hair. I thought it was their ears. I honestly thought that they turned the ears into zigzag. But according to that model, it was not. So that's news to me. Drill Run does 60% damage. I can respect that. I can respect that. Draco Meteor misses, which is so disappointing for them. I get it, man. I have missed my fair share of 90% accuracy moves. It just, sometimes you're just not that lucky. We were also not lucky that the Blaziken never hit itself during the last match. I want to say it's like a 1 in 3 chance that it would have hurt itself. King Gambit is their final Pokemon. It dies to Drill Run. That's all I can tell you. It probably has Sucker Punch, but we resist Dark because we're Bug types. So it would take 2 Sucker Punches in order to kill us. More than 50% health. That's good. That's great. Kato Cleave is a Dark type move. I believe we still resist it, but it does hurt for quite a bit. I want to say... Does it have Overlord? Supreme Overlord is the passive that that King Gambit has. That's like Last Respects, but not. I'm explaining it poorly here. Basically, for every single Pokemon that has died, King Gambit gains increased damage, which is better than Last Respects because it doesn't tie you into just one move. A part of me wants to go for Wave Crash because it's neutral. I don't know the math in this. I honestly don't. I think we go for Wave Crash. I think it's the better move. I could be horribly wrong. We could have just thrown the game here. There goes the Sucker Punch. It kills us. It didn't matter anyways. It never mattered. Sucker Punch is enough to kill Bastion Legion. Good to know. That's good to know. GG's to you. I don't think we go down in rankings, which is good. But 2 losses in a row is very disheartening, especially after... Oh, we do go down in ranking. That's crazy. So we gotta climb back up. This is news to me. We have lost a lot of times with like 0 blips on like the tier or rank, and we have not gone down a ranking. So this is I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Or maybe we've just been lucky or something. Either way, we're back down to tier 2, which is horrible. It's like we never moved at all. They've got another King Gambit, which sucks. They're probably gonna run it. They also have a Snorlax. They have 2 Pokemon that can absolutely ruin Bastion Legion. But I don't see any Pokemon that can ruin Pelipper. So we go Pelipper, we go Heliolisk, we go Beedrill? Is Beedrill better here? The Hawlucha is going to be a problem regardless. Is fighting... No, I think Beedrill is better because ground at least is neutral to their Beedrill. Or something like that. The Hawlucha is going to be a problem regardless. I don't know if we can win this one. I'm hoping we can kill the Hawlucha. The Hawlucha is first, and then we kill it with Pelipper. Like that's basically my hopes and prayers right now. King Gambit is the lead. Okay, sure. Here comes our Pelipper. I don't know if Sucker Punch can OTK us. King Gambit has pressure and not Supreme Overlord. Okay, sure. Weather Ball is our best damaging move. That doesn't have a chance to miss. Let me clarify that. Best damaging move that does not have a chance to miss. Scary Face lowers our speed. Okay, sure, I can see that. King Gambit is pretty slow. Weather Ball again. It's using Scary Face again. Okay, we might be fighting an actual 10-year-old here. Or they're a lot smarter than I am and they're setting up for something really, really big. Here comes their Beedrill. Sure. It can Mega and murder us with something, maybe. It goes for agility. I see. I see. Look, again, I don't think pity fights happen in this game. Because nobody has ever said it. Well, people think that bots exist. And I'm starting to believe them. Like 2 losses in a row, we go down a tier. They're like, here's a free win, a taunt. They haven't hit us with an attacking move once. Let me just reiterate that. This is Great Ball tier rank 2, and they have yet to hit us with an attacking move. They're down to their final Pokemon. It's at less than half health. They finally hit us. It's not even Dark Pulse. It was a physical Dark type move. I think people are correct. I think that pity games with bots exist because they don't want you losing too much. Because if you lose too much, then the casual players will turn off the game and never turn it back on because they think it's going to be a bunch of tryhards and they'll never win another game in their life. I didn't want to believe it, but I think bots do exist and that they kick in after you win or after you lose 2 games in a row. GG's to our previous opponent if it wasn't a bot. Good luck, have fun to this one. Mimikyu is going to be annoying. They could start out with the Duraludon again, thinking that we're going to run the rain team. As long as we get rid of the multi-scale from Dragonite and the disguise from Pikachu, I think we can win this. Do we go for the rain, though? I don't think so. I think they go for the sand and we go for the Whimsicott. Which means we go... They have a pretty fast team. No, I think we still go for the Tailwind Beedrill strat. And then Bascule Legion at the end. I could be horribly wrong here. They go like Dragonite lead, which murders... Well, Dragonite doesn't really murder Whimsicott. Ignore everything I just said. Let's see what they're actually gonna do. Enough thinking. It is... Okay. I know I just said ignore everything I said, and I know before I said that, I said they start with a Dragonite. We go for Tailwind, right? Like, this is the only time we're guaranteed to get Tailwind up. Okay, we outspeed the Dragonite, which is good to know. But the Tailwind being out is very nice. There goes the Fire Blast. We're gonna survive at the very least with the Focus Sash. If we get burnt, Whimsicott dies and I will be very sad. I don't think we got burnt. We did not get burnt. Okay, good. So now we can get rid of their multi-scale with extreme speed. This one actually runs priority. That's not bad. Good job, Dragonite. Okay, so we go for the Beedrill here. We can still get rid of its multi-scale. Poison Jab hits for neutral, and we know we outspeed it. It's probably going to kill us with the Fire Blast, assuming Fire Blast doesn't miss. And then we can just try to sweep with Last Respects. That's basically our strat from now on. At least from now on for the rest of this battle. Ooh, we got the poison off. That's nice. That's cool. There goes the Fire Blast. Of course, they hit the like 80% accuracy, while we missed the confusion hit on that one Blaziken. It's not a Mega Dragonite, which tells me that their Mega is probably like a Tyranitar or something. What else can Mega on their team? The Garchomp, maybe? So we're locking ourselves into last respects here. It's the best that we can do. They can't even extreme speed for bonus damage because we're ghost type. Worst case scenario, the Mimikyu comes out, it uses Swords Dance on the turn that we break its disguise, and then it Shadow Sneaks and ODKs us. Or it goes for like Phantom Force. We deal damage with last respects. The disguise breaks, it disappears, and then it spanks us in the butt next turn. It's gonna be one of those two. It is the Swords Dance. They're probably gonna OTK us with the Shadow Sneak. We're not that bulky. I don't know the math in this, but I'm sure it'll kill. Ooh, 7% or 7%. I gotta stop saying percent on things. But yeah, 7 health. Here comes the last respects. They're probably wondering how we lived at 1% health. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. We didn't survive the, what was that move? The Sucker Punch from the King Gambit. So I thought we weren't gonna survive the Shadow Sneak. But here we are. It's not even a Mega Garchomp. Interesting. GG's to you. I know I should be more excited because we won, but I'm flabbergasted that we survived that Shadow Sneak, especially after the Swords Dance. Like, that's crazy. I got a couple more games in me. Hopefully those couple of games are both wins and we get ourselves into Ultra Ball. That means there's 16 days left, so there's at least 2 more episodes in here, which means, yeah, this is either episode 3 or episode 2. Good luck, have fun to my opponent here. So if we do hit Ultra Ball here, we have 2 episodes to test, and oh god, they have 2 normal types. So we're not going to do Basculegion here. It is not the Basculegion play. What was I thinking? It's definitely not... It's definitely not Basculegion. The Blaziken could murder us here too, but if we win 2 games in a row, then we're just looking at Ultra Rank. It's Pelipper, it's Heliolisk. Well, if it's a Blaziken lead, right, we would want Trick Room. If we go like Whimsicott to set the Trick Room up, and then hopefully by the time the rest of our Pokemon... Wait, okay, if we do Trick Room, then Heracross has to be in, right? And then Heliolisk doesn't really need the rain. It's just nice to have that extra healing. So we could go Trick Room into Heracross and just murder them with close combat. That is a strat. We haven't done it before, but it is a strat. I don't know how we're going to deal with the Ghost type with close combat, though. The same goes with the Dragonite. Good luck, have fun to you, regardless. Mouse hold lead. Okay. I don't think that the Gamble Dice or whatever is in this game yet. So Population Bomb should not hit for a guaranteed 5. Also, they're a lot faster than us. If it does hit for... We could be dead here. We are absolutely dead here. That sucked. Population Bomb can hit for like 9, I want to say. It hit for 7 times. That's insane. That is actually insane. We couldn't even get Trick Room up. And because it was a multi-hit move, Focus Sash was irrelevant. I think we go for Heracross. We don't Mega to keep... Well, it doesn't matter for the speed. I think we go for the Heracross and we pray that we survive and get the close combat off. The fact that they hit for 7 is insane. Maybe the Gamble Dice is in the game and I'm just wrong. They did add a bunch of new items. Most notably the Damp Rock, Heat Rock, Icy Rock, and the Smooth Rock. But maybe they did add the dice, because they're hitting for quite a bunch here. That's insane. That is actually insane. It hit for 9, I want to say? After these games, I'm going to check the shop real quick and see if the gamble dice is in the game. Because it's insane that they're hitting for this much. Thunderbolt is our best hitting move, but it won't matter because population bomb. 3, 4, 5. Hit 5 times. No, they were just lucky. I don't know. They made a deal with the devil. I don't know what to tell you. They were just lucky to hit 9 on the one time that it mattered, and to hit 7 on the other time that it mattered. Some people just have all the luck in the world. That actually sucked. GG's to you. I mean, who needs skill when you've got luck, right? One more game. There's enough time for just one more. Hopefully, we end on a win here and have Great Ball tier rank 1 with 2 blips. That'll make ranking up next episode a little bit easier. But nothing's ever G-Chols. Good luck, have fun. Nothing's ever guaranteed. This could be another season where we just lose at the cusp. Vascular Legion is the play here. If it's a Hippopotas with sand, that's fine. We don't care. We're basically using them as killing fodder. Actually, now that I think about it, this might be an issue. Because Staraptor has most likely Gale Wings, so it could kill us with the priority attack, and an Umbreon is pretty bulky. We can only hope that that the Umbreon comes out first and we can like deal some damage with Hurricane or something. But I can see it like Hippopotas comes out first, or Hippodown comes out first. It sets up the sand. We have to sacrifice our Heliolisk to bring out, to like switch to Pelipper. Or we could pray and hope that the Surf is enough to take it down. There is that mentality. The other start that they could have is the Glamora. I don't think they're going to go for the Glamora. Unless they really think that we're going to start with the Whimsicott, in which case Glamora just murders it. It's a toss-up, honestly. Let's see what happens here. Good luck, have fun, J-Chols. It's a Serena lead. Okay, I was very wrong. Or maybe they thought that our Pelipper is slower than their Serena. They could be baiting the Hurricane here because they swap in the Hippodown. Yeah, they're swapping in the Hippodown. We miss with the Hurricane. Oh, Glamora lead. Interesting. This is not what I was thinking at all. Okay, maybe I should just stop trying to read our opponent because it's clearly not working. Watch this be a Mega Glamora and not your bog standard setup one? It is a Mega Glamora! Okay, that's why they didn't lead with it. It's not your bog standard, like, Spikes, Stealth Rocks, Toxic Spikes set. It's one that actually knows how to murder. Power Gem, it's faster than us, which is insane. Then again, our Pelipper isn't really that fast. Heliolisk here has Grass Knot, which is neutral to it. So that's not even that good. We could Mud Slap again. It is technically a move. It goes for the Earth Power. We're not gonna live this, I don't... Oh, we do! Okay. Heliolisk more resilient than a Pelipper. Good to know. Here comes the Mud Slap. It does quite a bit of damage. Their accuracy has gone down. Maybe we can get another miss. Oh, it's a lot of damage because crit. I see. We do get double healing, so that's nice. Although their next Earth Power will kill us, I'm pretty sure. Because we were under 50% health at the start and we're still under 50. We get the miss again. Thank you. Thank you, RNGesus. for smiling upon us on this day. You have graced us with your presence twice, and I shall not forget this. We're at 75% health again, give or take, 66%. Here comes the Serena. We don't really have anything against it aside from Dark Pulse, but at least it hits for neutral. They go first. There goes the high jump kick. We die. We knew this would happen. Now, what is their final Pokemon? That is the million-dollar question here. Is it something that can stop the Basculegion? And it probably can. We're locking ourselves into Last Respects. They're withdrawing the Serena, which tells me that they have... Yeah, the Talonflame comes out. It's probably got Focus Sash. Well, actually, no, because we're damaging it. Gale Wings is gone. So, what could you be trying to hit me with? It could be outspeeding us. There is that. No, it doesn't outspeed us. Why would you switch out, though? If you had Focus Sash on the Talonflame, you should have never switched out. You should have just had the Gale Winds come in and just murder us. That's a very strange thing to do. I mean, I'm glad that we won, but again, very, very strange thing to do. GG's, J-Chols. Thank you for the battle. But that's gonna do it for this week. Last Respects didn't carry us as well as I thought, which makes sense. We are getting higher in the tiers. But we did climb, which is great. As always, I've been Free99. You've all been amazing. I'll catch you next time.